Have you ever been blindsided by someone you trusted, betrayed, hurt, or left carrying the weight of their actions while they walk away untouched? It feels unfair, doesn't it? The anger, the pain, the endless question, why me? You're not alone. But what if you could turn that pain into power? What if you could heal and rise above, stronger than ever? Welcome to Jung's Psyche Hub, where we dive deep into Carl Jung's wisdom to transform your life. In this video, we're revealing 5 powerful steps, inspired by Carl Jung's teachings, to heal from those who hurt you, let go of resentment, and become truly unshakable. Using real-life stories and practical tools, you'll learn how to reclaim your peace and step into a future they can't touch. Stick with us until the end, because this journey will change the way you see your pain and yourself. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and let's start healing together. Welcome to the first step on your journey to healing from those who hurt you. Let's start with a truth that hits hard when someone betrays you, lies to you, or leaves you in pain. It feels like a wound that won't heal. The sting of their words, the weight of their actions, it sits heavy in your chest, replaying in your mind like a song stuck on repeat. Why does it hurt so much? Why does their betrayal cut so deep? The answer lies in your inner world. And Carl Jung's concept of shadow work can help you understand it. In this chapter, we'll dive into why pain from betrayal feels so overwhelming and how to start turning that pain into a stepping stone for growth. This is where your healing begins. Let's talk about why betrayal hurts so much. When someone you trust, a friend, a partner, a family member hurts you, it's not just their actions that sting, it's the violation of something sacred: trust. You gave them your heart, your loyalty, maybe even your dreams, and they turned their back. That kind of pain goes beyond the surface. It reaches into what Carl Jung called the shadow, the hidden part of your psyche where your deepest fears and insecurities live. When someone betrays you, it's like they've reached into that shadow and pulled out your worst doubts. Am I not enough? Did I deserve this? Why did I let this happen? Those questions aren't just thoughts, they're the shadow talking, amplifying your pain. Meet Anna, a 34-year-old graphic designer who knows this pain all too well. Anna had a best friend, Claire, who she thought was her rock. They shared everything: late-night talks, big dreams, personal secrets. But one day, Anna found out Claire had been spreading rumors about her at work, painting her as unreliable to their colleagues. The betrayal hit Anna like a tidal wave. She couldn't stop replaying Claire's words, wondering why her friend turned on her. The pain wasn't just about the rumors, it was the loss of trust. The feeling that someone she loved had seen her as disposable. Anna felt small, unworthy, and angry. Maybe you've been there too, reeling from a betrayal that left you questioning yourself, carrying a hurt that feels too heavy to let go. Here's where Carl Jung's shadow work comes in. Carl Jung taught that the shadow holds the parts of ourselves we don't want to face: our fears, insecurities, and unresolved pain. When someone hurts you, their actions often trigger those shadow beliefs. For Anna, Claire's betrayal hooked into her fear of not being good enough, a belief rooted in childhood when she felt she had to earn love by being perfect. That's why the pain felt so big. It wasn't just about Claire, it was about Anna's shadow, whispering that she wasn't worthy. The first step to healing is recognizing this. Your pain isn't just about what they did, it's about what their actions stirred up inside you. So, how do you start understanding your pain? Carl Jung's shadow work is about shining a light on those hidden fears and beliefs. Instead of running from the pain or burying it, you face it. You ask yourself, why does this hurt so much? What fear or belief is this triggering? This isn't easy. It's like looking in a mirror and seeing parts of yourself you've avoided. But it's powerful. When Anna started this process, she sat down with a journal and wrote about why Claire's betrayal hurt so deeply. She realized it wasn't just the rumors. It was the fear that she wasn't lovable, that people would always leave her. Naming that fear took away some of its power. It wasn't Claire's actions defining her. It was her own shadow beliefs. Here's a practical step you can take today. Grab a notebook and try the shadow journal exercise. Write down a moment when someone hurt you, maybe a friend's betrayal, a partner's lie, or a family member's harsh words. Describe how it made you feel. Then, dive deeper, ask yourself, what does this pain remind me of? What fear or belief is it bringing up? Maybe it's a fear of rejection, a belief you're not enough, or a memory of a past hurt. Be honest, even if it's uncomfortable. This is shadow work, facing the parts of yourself that the betrayal exposed. For Anna, this exercise helped her see that her pain wasn't just about Claire. It was about a lifelong fear of abandonment. Once she named it, she could start letting it go. Another key is to stop blaming yourself. Carl Jung's teachings remind us that betrayal often says more about the other person than about you. When someone hurts you, it's usually their own shadow, their insecurities, fears, or unresolved pain driving their actions. Claire's rumors weren't about Anna's worth. They were about Claire's need to feel better about herself by putting someone else down. Understanding this helps you separate your pain from your identity. You didn't cause their betrayal. You didn't deserve it. Their actions are their burden, not yours. Let's make this real for you. Think about someone who hurt you recently, a co-worker who undermined you, a friend who let you down, or a loved one who broke your trust. Instead of replaying their actions, try this. Take a deep breath and ask, what is this pain teaching me about myself? Maybe it's showing you a fear of being unlovable or a need to set better boundaries. This shift, rooted in Carl Jung's shadow work, turns your pain into a teacher. It's not about excusing what they did. It's about taking back your power by understanding what's happening inside you. One more tool. Give yourself permission to feel the pain. Carl Jung believed that healing starts when you acknowledge your emotions without judgment. It's okay to feel angry, sad, or betrayed. Those feelings don't make you weak. They make you human. Anna learned this when she stopped trying to get over Claire's betrayal and instead let herself cry, journal, and process the hurt. By giving herself space to feel, she started to release the pain instead of letting it fester. Try this the next time the pain hits. Don't push it away. Sit with it for a moment. Say to yourself, this hurts, and that's okay. I'm allowed to feel this. Then, take one small step like writing it down or talking to a trusted friend to start letting it go. Here's the bottom line. Your pain is real, but it's not your identity. Carl Jung's shadow work teaches us that by facing the fears and beliefs stirred up by betrayal, you take the first step toward healing. You're not defined by what they did to you, you're defined by what you do next. Anna learned this, and it transformed her from someone weighed down by betrayal to someone who started to see her own strength. You can too. So, here's your challenge for this chapter. Try the shadow journal exercise. Write down one moment of betrayal and the fear it triggered. Be honest with yourself. Then, remind yourself, this pain is a signal, not a sentence. You're not stuck here. You're starting to heal. Stay with us, because in the next chapter, we'll explore how to let go of the need for revenge and take back your power. Let's keep going. Welcome to the second step on your journey to healing from those who hurt you. Letting go of the need for revenge. When someone betrays you, spreads lies, breaks your trust, or leaves you wounded. It's natural to want them to feel the same pain. You imagine them suffering, regretting, or facing consequences for what they did. That urge for revenge feels like power, like a way to take back what they stole from you. But here's the hard truth. Revenge is a trap. It doesn't heal you. It keeps you chained to the person who hurt you, giving them control over your peace. Carl Jung's wisdom, particularly his concept of the God archetype and individuation, shows us a better way: letting go. In this chapter, we'll explore why seeking revenge holds you back, how to release that need, and how to reclaim your power by focusing on your own growth. Let's start with why revenge feels so tempting. When someone hurts you, it's not just the act that stings, it's the injustice. They walk away, seemingly untouched, while you're left picking up the pieces. That imbalance fuels a fire inside you, screaming for fairness. You want them to know the weight of their actions, to feel the hurt they caused. Carl Jung would say this urge comes from your shadow, the part of your psyche that holds raw emotions like anger and resentment. But here's the catch. Chasing revenge doesn't balance the scales. It keeps you stuck, replaying their actions, spending your energy on someone who doesn't deserve it. Instead of moving forward, you're tethered to their story, letting their betrayal define your life. Meet James, a 38-year-old accountant who felt this fire after a colleague, Mark, sabotaged him at work. James had spent months on a project, only to discover Mark had taken credit for it, landing a promotion James deserved. The betrayal burned. James spent nights imagining ways to expose Mark, maybe leaking his mistakes to the boss or confronting him publicly. He thought revenge would make him feel whole again. But the more he focused on Mark, the more miserable he became. His anger wasn't hurting Mark, it was consuming him. Sound familiar? Maybe you've fantasized about making someone pay, hoping it would ease your pain, only to find it leaves you feeling emptier. Carl Jung's God archetype offers a way out. Carl Jung saw God as a symbol of ultimate meaning and inner strength, not just a religious figure. In the context of betrayal, the God archetype represents the idea that justice isn't your burden to carry. It's about trusting that the universe, or a higher power within you, has a way of balancing things. For James, this meant shifting his focus from Mark's actions to his own healing. Instead of seeking revenge, he asked himself, what if I let go of this anger and focused on becoming my best self? That question, rooted in Carl Jung's Individuation, the journey to your true self, changed everything. Letting go didn't mean Mark won. It meant James was free. So, how do you let go of the need for revenge? The first step is to recognize what revenge is really costing you. Every moment you spend plotting, resenting, or wishing for their downfall is a moment stolen from your own life. Carl Jung taught that holding on to anger is like gripping a hot coal. You're the one who gets burned. James realized this when he noticed his obsession with Mark was ruining his sleep, his focus, and his joy. He was giving Mark power over his peace. Long after the betrayal, to break free, he had to redirect that energy toward himself. Here's a practical exercise to try the release ritual. Grab a piece of paper and write down everything you feel about the person who hurt you. The anger, the hurt, the injustice. Be raw and honest. Then, write one sentence. I release my need for revenge because I choose my peace. Tear up the paper or burn it safely, imagining the anger leaving your body. This isn't about excusing their actions, it's about freeing yourself from their grip. James did this, and as he watched the paper burn, he felt a weight lift. He wasn't letting Mark off the hook, he was letting himself go free. Another key, is to reframe justice. Carl Jung's God archetype reminds us that true justice isn't about making someone suffer. It's about restoring your own sense of wholeness. The universe has a way of balancing things, often in ways you can't see. For James, this meant trusting that Mark's actions would catch up with him, maybe not today, but eventually. Instead of wasting energy on revenge, James focused on his own growth. He took on new projects, sharpened his skills, and built a reputation that outshone Mark's ways. The best part, he didn't need Mark to fail to feel successful. His peace came from within, not from someone else's downfall. Let's make this real for you. Think about someone who hurt you, a friend who lied, a partner who betrayed you, or a colleague who stabbed you in the back. Notice how much energy you've spent wishing they'd pay for it. Now, try this. Take a deep breath and say to yourself, their actions are their burden, not mine. I choose to focus on my healing. This shift, inspired by Carl Jung's wisdom, takes their power away. You're not letting them win. You're choosing to win by reclaiming your energy. One more tool: practice self-compassion. Carl Jung believed that healing comes from treating yourself with the kindness you deserve. When you're consumed by revenge, you're punishing yourself for someone else's actions. Instead, give yourself permission to heal. James started doing this by celebrating his small wins, like finishing a tough project or getting positive feedback from a client. He told himself, I'm enough, and I don't need revenge to prove it. Try this at the end of each day. Write down one thing you did well, no matter how small. It's a reminder that your worth doesn't depend on their punishment. Here's the bottom line. Revenge keeps you chained to the person who hurt you, but letting go sets you free. Carl Jung's God archetype and individuation teach us that true power comes from within, not from settling scores. By releasing the need for revenge, you're not giving up. You're stepping into a stronger, unshakable version of yourself. James learned this, and it transformed him from a man consumed by anger to one who found peace in his own growth. So, here's your challenge for this chapter. Try the release ritual. Write down your anger, then let it go with the words, I choose my peace. Feel the weight lift as you focus on yourself, not them. You're not just healing, you're becoming unstoppable. Stay with us, because in the next chapter, we'll dive into how forgiveness can set you free and take your power to the next level. Let's keep going. Welcome to the third step on your journey to healing from those who hurt you. Forgiveness. The word alone can feel heavy, even unfair. Why should you forgive someone who betrayed your trust, broke your heart, or left you in pieces? It feels like letting them off the hook, like saying what they did was okay. But here's the truth. Forgiveness isn't about them, it's about you. It's about breaking the chains of pain that keep you tied to their actions, reclaiming your peace, and stepping into your power. Carl Jung's concept of individuation, the journey to becoming your true, authentic self, shows us that forgiveness is a radical act of self-liberation. In this chapter, we'll explore why forgiveness is so hard, how it transforms you, and practical steps to forgive without excusing the hurt, so you can rise stronger than ever. Let's start with why forgiveness feels so impossible. When someone hurts you, it's not just the act that lingers, it's the story you tell yourself about it. You replay their words, their betrayal, their indifference, and each time, the pain cuts deeper. You think, if I forgive them, I'm saying it didn't matter. That resistance comes from your shadow, the part of your psyche Carl Jung described as holding your unresolved emotions like anger, resentment, or fear of being hurt again. Holding on to that pain feels like protection, like a shield against future betrayal. But in reality, it's a prison. It keeps you stuck in their story, letting their actions define your peace. True forgiveness, as Carl Jung would see it, is about freeing yourself from that prison to continue your journey toward individuation. Meet Maria, a 42-year-old nurse who wrestled with this. Maria's sister, Elena, had borrowed a large sum of money from her, promising to pay it back. Instead, Elena disappeared, leaving Maria struggling financially and feeling betrayed by someone she'd trusted her whole life. The hurt was raw. Maria couldn't stop thinking about Elena's lies, her silence, the way she'd taken advantage of her kindness. She felt foolish for trusting her sister, and the idea of forgiving Elena seemed like admitting defeat. Maria wanted an apology, an explanation, something to make it right. But the more she held on to that anger, the heavier it felt. It wasn't just about the money, it was the loss of a relationship she thought was unbreakable. Maybe you've been there, clinging to resentment because letting go feels like losing. Carl Jung's individuation process teaches us that forgiveness is a cornerstone of becoming your true self. It's not about condoning what they did. It's about refusing to let their actions control your life. For Maria, holding on to anger meant giving Elena power over her emotions, even from a distance. Carl Jung would say, this is where the shadow thrives, feeding on resentment to keep you small. Forgiveness is the act of stepping out of that shadow, choosing yourself over the pain. When Maria started this process, she realized forgiveness wasn't about Elena deserving it, it was about Maria deserving peace. That shift was the key to her freedom. So, how do you forgive someone who hurt you? The first step is to redefine forgiveness. It's not about erasing the past or pretending the hurt didn't happen. It's about releasing the emotional grip their actions have on you. Carl Jung's individuation reminds us that your true self isn't defined by what others do. It's defined by your choices. Maria started by acknowledging her pain without judgment. She told herself, what Elena did was wrong, but I don't have to carry it anymore. This mindset shift didn't fix everything overnight, but it gave her permission to stop punishing herself for her sister's choices. Here's a practical exercise to try the forgiveness letter. Take a piece of paper and write a letter to the person who hurt you. You don't have to send it. This is for you. Pour out everything, the pain, the anger, the disappointment. Then, write a final paragraph. I forgive you, not because you deserve it, but because I deserve to be free. Put the letter away or destroy it. This act, rooted in Carl Jung's idea of confronting the shadow, helps you release the emotional weight. Maria wrote her letter to Elena, and though she cried through it, she felt lighter afterward. It wasn't about excusing Elena's betrayal, it was about choosing her own peace. Another key is to separate their actions from your worth. Carl Jung taught that our shadow often holds beliefs like, I'm not enough or I caused this. When someone hurts you, those beliefs flare up, making forgiveness harder. Maria realized she'd been blaming herself for trusting Elena, thinking she should have seen it coming. But through individuation, she saw that Elena's actions were about her own struggles, not Maria's value. Try this the next time you feel resentment. Pause and ask, is this pain about me? Or is it about them? 9 times out of 10, you'll see their betrayal reflects their issues, not your worth. This shift takes their power away. Let's make this real for you. Think about someone who hurt you, a friend who lied, a partner who left, or a family member who betrayed you. Notice how holding on to that pain feels like a weight. Now, try this. Take a deep breath and say, I'm allowed to let this go. My peace matters more than their actions. This practice, inspired by Carl Jung, isn't about them. It's about you choosing freedom. Maria started doing this daily. And over time, her anger fell, replaced by a quiet strength she didn't know she had. One more tool. Focus on small acts of self-love. Carl Jung believed that individuation requires nurturing your true self, especially after pain. Instead of dwelling on the person who hurt you, do something kind for yourself. Maybe it's taking a walk, journaling, or treating yourself to something you enjoy. Maria started setting aside time each week to paint, a hobby she'd neglected. It reminded her that her life was bigger than Elena's betrayal. Try this, pick one small thing you love doing and make time for it this week. It's a way of telling yourself, I'm worth more than this pain. Here's the bottom line. Forgiveness isn't weakness, it's power. Carl Jung's Individuation teaches us that by letting go of resentment, you're not giving in, you're stepping into your true self. You're refusing to let their actions define your story. Maria learned this, and it transformed her from someone weighed down by betrayal to someone who found peace in her own worth. You can too. So, here's your challenge for this chapter. Write the forgiveness letter. Pour out your pain. Then declare your freedom with, I forgive you because I deserve to be free. Feel the shift as you let go. You're not just healing, you're becoming unshakable. Stay with us, because in the next chapter, we'll explore how to turn your pain into strength and rise above those who hurt you. Let's keep going. Welcome to the fourth step on your journey to healing from those who hurt you, transforming your pain into strength. When someone betrays you, it feels like they've stolen a piece of you. Your trust, your confidence, maybe even your sense of self. The pain can feel like a dead end, a wound that defines you. But what if that pain wasn't the end of your story, but the beginning of a stronger you? Carl Jung's concepts of shadow work and individuation teach us that pain is not just suffering, it's a teacher. It's a catalyst for growth, pushing you to become wiser, more resilient, and more authentic. In this chapter, we'll explore how to turn the hurt of betrayal into fuel for your transformation, using real-life stories and practical tools to help you rise above those who wounded you. Let's start with why pain feels so paralyzing. When someone hurts you, it's easy to get stuck in the story of their betrayal. You replay their words, their actions, the moment they let you down, and it feels like you'll never move past it. Carl Jung would say, this is your shadow at work, the hidden part of your psyche where pain, fear, and insecurity live. That shadow can make you believe the hurt defines you, that you're broken because of what they did. But here's the truth, pain is not a verdict. It's a doorway. It's an invitation to grow, to discover strengths you didn't know you had. Through individuation, Carl Jung's process of becoming your true self, you can use that pain to build a version of yourself that's unbreakable. Meet Tom, a 30-year-old software developer who learned this the hard way. Tom had a mentor, Rachel, who he admired deeply. She promised to help him climb the career ladder. But instead, she took credit for his innovative app design, leaving him sidelined and humiliated. The betrayal crushed Tom. He felt like his hard work meant nothing, and he started doubting his talent. The pain consumed him. He stopped coding, lost his drive, and felt like Rachel had stolen his future. Maybe you've been there, too, where someone's actions made you question your worth, leaving you stuck in a cycle of hurt and self-doubt. Carl Jung's shadow work helped Tom see his pain differently. The shadow holds not just your fears, but also your untapped potential. When Tom faced his pain, he realized it wasn't just about Rachel's betrayal. It was about his fear of failure, a belief buried in his shadow that he wasn't good enough. By confronting that fear, he turned his pain into a teacher. instead of staying stuck. Tom used the betrayal to fuel his growth. He started working on new projects, learning new skills, and building a portfolio that landed him a better job. His pain didn't break him, it built him. So, how do you transform your pain into strength? The first step is to see pain as a signal, not a sentence. Carl Jung taught that every experience, even betrayal, serves your individuation, the journey to your true self. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" For Tom, the betrayal taught him resilience and the importance of believing in himself. No matter what others do, this shift in perspective is powerful. It turns you from a victim of their actions into a student of your own growth. Here's a practical exercise to try the Pain to Power journal. Grab a notebook and write about a moment when someone hurt you. Describe the pain. Then ask, what strength is this pain revealing in me? Maybe it's resilience, courage, or the ability to set boundaries. Write down one lesson you've learned and one action you can take to grow from it, like learning a new skill, setting a goal, or standing up for yourself. Tom did this. Writing that Rachel's betrayal taught him to trust his own talent, he committed to building a new app. And that action became his turning point. Try it for a week, and watch how your pain starts to feel like purpose. Another key is to reclaim your narrative. Carl Jung's Individuation is about owning your story, not letting others write it. When someone hurts you, they hand you a script that says you're not enough. Don't accept it. Rewrite it. Tom realized Rachel's actions were about her own insecurities, not his worth. He stopped seeing himself as the guy who got betrayed and started seeing himself as a creator with limitless potential. Try this the next time you feel the sting of betrayal. Say to yourself, "Their actions don't define me. I choose who I am." Write down 3 qualities you love about yourself: your kindness, your strength, your creativity, and remind yourself that no one can take those away. Let's make this real for you. Think about a betrayal that still hurts: a friend who turned their back, a co-worker who sabotaged you, or a loved one who let you down. Notice how that pain makes you feel small. Now, try this. Take a deep breath and ask, what is this pain teaching me about my strength? Maybe it's showing you that you're tougher than you thought, or that you deserve better. This shift, rooted in Carl Jung's shadow work, turns your pain into a stepping stone. Tom used his pain to build a new career path, and you can use yours to build something new. 2. One more tool. Take action to grow. Carl Jung believed that individuation requires active steps toward your true self. Pain can paralyze you, but action empowers you. After his betrayal, Tom could have stayed bitter, but he chose to act. He enrolled in a coding course, networked with new mentors, and built a project that got him noticed. That action wasn't just about proving Rachel wrong, it was about proving himself right. Try this. Pick one small action that makes you feel stronger. Maybe it's starting a hobby, reaching out to a supportive friend, or setting a personal goal. Each step forward is a brick in the foundation of your new, unbreakable self. Here's the bottom line. Your pain is not the end. It's the beginning of a stronger you. Carl Jung's shadow work and individuation teach us that betrayal can be a catalyst for growth, revealing strengths you never knew you had. By seeing pain as a teacher, you transform it into power. Tom learned this, turning a devastating betrayal into a launchpad for his success. You can, too. So, here's your challenge for this chapter. Try the Pain to Power journal. Write about a betrayal. Identify the lesson and take one action to grow from it. You're not just healing, you're becoming unstoppable. Stay with us, because in the next chapter, We'll explore how to rise above those who hurt you and step into your true power. Let's keep going. Welcome to the final step on your journey to healing from those who hurt you, rising stronger than ever. You've faced your pain, let go of revenge, embraced forgiveness, and turned your suffering into strength. Now, it's time to step into the life you were meant to live. A life where those who hurt you no longer hold power over you. This is where you become unstoppable. Not because you've erased the past, but because you've used it to build a new, unshakable you. Carl Jung's concept of individuation, the journey to your true authentic self, teaches us that pain doesn't define you, it refines you. In this chapter, we'll explore how to rise above betrayal, reclaim your purpose, and live a life so powerful that those who hurt you can only watch in awe. Let's start with what it means to rise stronger. When someone betrays you, it feels like they've stolen your light, your confidence, your joy, your sense of direction. You might think their actions have dimmed your future, leaving you stuck in their shadow. But Carl Jung's Individuation shows us that betrayal is not the end, it's a turning point. It's a chance to shed who you were and step into who you're meant to be. Rising stronger means taking everything you've learned from your pain, resilience, wisdom, self-worth, and using it to create a life that's bigger than their betrayal. It's about living so fully that their actions become a footnote in your story. Meet Emily, a 35-year-old entrepreneur who embodies this prophecy's risk-reversed. Emily's partner, Daniel, left her abruptly after years together, citing her ambition as too much. The rejection shattered her. She felt like her dreams, her love, her entire sense of self were worthless. For months, she doubted her worth, wondering if she'd ever feel whole again. The pain was suffocating, and Daniel's ability to move on without a glance back made it worse. Maybe you felt this too, like someone's betrayal has left you broken, while they walk away unscathed, leaving you to question if you'll ever recover. Carl Jung's Individuation helped Emily see her pain as a catalyst. Individuation is about becoming your true self by integrating all parts of your psyche, including the wounds. Emily realized that Daniel's rejection wasn't about her, it was about his inability to handle her strength. Through individuation, she saw that her pain was refining her, not defining her. Instead of staying stuck, Emily channeled her hurt into her passion. She poured her energy into her business, built a community of supporters, and created a brand that inspired others. Her success didn't just heal her, it made her unstoppable. Those who hurt her, like Daniel, could only watch as she soared. So, how do you rise stronger than ever? The first step is to reclaim your purpose. Carl Jung taught that individuation is about aligning with your true calling, regardless of what others think or do. Betrayal can make you lose sight of that calling, but it's still there, waiting for you to claim it. Emily found her purpose in her business, but yours might be different. Maybe it's creating art, helping others, or simply living authentically. Ask yourself, what makes me feel alive? That's your North Star. For Emily, it was building something meaningful. She stopped worrying about Daniel's opinion and focused on what lit her up. Here's a practical exercise to try the purpose map. Grab a notebook and write down 3 things that make you feel alive. Maybe a hobby, a goal, or a value like kindness. Then, list one small action you can take this week to pursue each one. For example, if you love writing, commit to writing 1 page. If you value connection, reach out to a friend. Emily did this, mapping out steps to grow her business, like pitching to new clients. Each action reminded her that her life was hers to shape, not Daniel's to define. Try this for a week. and watch how your purpose starts to pull you forward. Another key is to celebrate your growth. Carl Jung's Individuation is about recognizing your progress. No matter how small, every step you take facing your pain, letting go, forgiving is a victory. Celebrate it. Emily started tracking her wins, like landing a new client or speaking at an event. These moments reminded her that she was stronger than her pain. Try this at the end of each day. Write down one thing you did that made you proud. Maybe it's standing up for yourself, trying something new, or simply getting through a tough moment. These wins build the foundation of your new, unshakable self. Let's make this real for you. Think about someone who hurt you, a partner who left, a friend who betrayed you, or a colleague who undermined you. Notice how their actions made you feel small. Now, try this. Take a deep breath and say, "My pain doesn't define me, refines me." Picture yourself rising above their betrayal, living a life that's vibrant and true. This vision, rooted in Carl Jung's Individuation, is your power. Emily used her pain to fuel her success, and you can use yours to fuel something extraordinary. 2. One more tool. Surround yourself with support. Carl Jung believed that individuation thrives in connection with others who lift you up. Betrayal can make you wary, but closing yourself off limits your growth. Seek people who see your worth, friends, mentors, or a community that inspires you. Emily joined a group of entrepreneurs who cheered her on, giving her the strength to keep going. Try this. Reach out to one person this week who makes you feel valued. Share a small piece of your journey, or simply spend time together. Their support will remind you that you're not alone in rising stronger. Here's the bottom line. Rising stronger means turning your pain into purpose. Carl Jung's Individuation teaches us that betrayal doesn't break you, it builds you. By reclaiming your calling and celebrating your growth, you create a life so powerful that those who hurt you can only watch in awe. Emily learned this, transforming a heartbreaking rejection into a thriving business and a radiant life. You can, too. So, here's your challenge for this chapter. Create your purpose map. Write down 3 things that make you feel alive, and take one small action toward each. You're not just rising, you're becoming unstoppable. Stay with us, because in the next part, we'll wrap up with a powerful conclusion to tie it all together and send you off ready to conquer your future. Let's keep going. You've just walked through 5 transformative steps to heal from those who hurt you. Guided by the profound wisdom of Carl Jung, let's take a moment to reflect. You've learned to understand your pain, let go of the need for revenge, embrace forgiveness, transform suffering into strength, and rise stronger than ever. This is individuation in action, Carl Jung's process of becoming your true, unshakable self. Free from the weight of betrayal. You're not just healing, you're stepping into a life where no one can dim your light. Those who hurt you, they don't define your story anymore. You do. Here's the truth. Your pain was never meant to break you. It was meant to build you. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt has led you to this point, a stronger, wiser, unstoppable you. So, carry this forward. Let it fuel your purpose, your dreams, your joy. You're not just surviving betrayal, you're thriving beyond it. Now, it's time to take action. If this video moved you, if it sparked a fire to heal and rise, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell to join Young Psyche Hub for more life-changing insights. Drop a comment below. Which step are you starting with today? Maybe it's the shadow journal, the forgiveness letter, or creating your purpose map. Share your story. We want to hear it. And if you know someone who needs this message, share this video to help them heal. 2. This is just the beginning. At Jung Psyche Hub, we're here to guide you on your journey to self-discovery and inner strength. You're not defined by what they did, you're defined by who you're becoming. Let's keep rising together. See you in the next video.